I'm about to go to Kharkiv. So I'm waiting in my place, well outside my place in Reshala. And yeah, we've got a Bolt coming, which is the equivalent of Uber. Yeah, and then I'll get on the train. Well, I'm at the station, Kyiv, and yeah, it's pretty quiet. I guess that's Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Kharkiv might be a little bit more loud. There's rumours that there's alarms all the time. Whereas here in Kyiv, it's like the maximum I've had in one day was 4. It's normally like 2. But I've also actually turned off my alarms because I don't go to shelter. I just get on with my day. Kharkiv might be a bit different. I don't know. Horilka,
like the proper Ukrainian, the proper Ukrainian alcohol. And when we came to order the food, we were joking about it. I thought we were joking about it.
It looks good.
So now here we are.
Happy days. And this is
Reshala.
Sid. This is Dina from Sina. They're both from Sina. And this is Horilka. Wow. Well, I'm in sunny Kyiv. No, I'm not. I'm in sunny Kharkiv. My first day back after 3 years or so. And wow, it's good to be back. I had a wonderful dinner last night with like Ukrainian fusion food. Something a bit more I don't know, it's like Ukrainian food, but something a bit extra. And yeah, it's good to be back, man. Didn't think I was going to come back, but I've been invited to play at a gig, some techno music. That's in 2 nights. And I'm going to go and look around the city, because what's happened here has been a horror, especially what I've seen in the news, world media. Now in the background, as I'm walking up this hill, the siren's gone off. Don't know if you can hear it. Last night, about 3 sirens, no 4, went off. 1 during dinner, and about 3 while I was resting. And the siren was pretty close to where I'm living. Yeah, you hear that? I don't know if you do. And also I had notifications, but the notifications as in on my phone telling you there's emergency went off twice during dinner. So actually maybe there was 5 times. Anyway, so already the frequency on average is more than Kyiv. Yeah, it's to be expected. We're right next to the Russians. Which is of course why I was apprehensive of coming here. However, tomorrow is the day of Kharkiv, the day of the founding of Kharkiv. And the day after that is the day of the independence of Ukraine. So it's a great honour to have been invited. The other reason is to show and share what it's like in Kharkiv on now the 22nd of August. Oh shit, the gig's tomorrow. I have to be careful filming here. Basically, common sense, don't film military. So that used to be, well it still is, it's just covered up. Basically my favourite statue of Taras Shevchenko. It's very beautiful, very elaborate. There's a statue of Taras Shevchenko in almost every city in Ukraine. He was a slave under Russia, but more than that, he was a slave that rebelled through writing and painting, and he's obviously one of the most integral parts of Ukrainian culture. And yeah, I have a lot of respect for his story, his myth, the man, the legend. Yeah, there's more on that story, I can't remember it, but he basically got out of slavery because of his talents. And I think just that in and of itself is something very remarkable. He found freedom through his talents. So Kharkiv is the second biggest city in Ukraine, and it has very beautiful parks. And I mean, my filming won't do it justice. You have to be here, like all these things. But wow, what a beautiful day. It's quite hot. It's probably like 40 something in the sun. But yeah, amazing. And they also have this strict policy that you're not allowed to walk on the grass. So no one does. They have park rangers. I remember that being quite an unusual thing. But it's beautiful. I mean, look at this grass. So in every city of Ukraine, well, I can't talk about every city because I haven't been to every city, but in the main cities and the not so main cities, they have quite a strong health protocol. Can't think of a better word, but there are better words. And if you learn calisthenics and that is your thing, then you're not going to be out of places. Actually, the last time I was here, it was in January or February in 2022, just before the full-scale invasion by orcs. I actually had a conversation with the guy here. I was like, look man, he found out I was English. And I was like, what are you going to do if they come? A lot of people were 50-50. I mean, I don't know the exact statistics, but some people couldn't believe that Russia would come and invade its brother. So it's almost like a story of Cain and Abel. And he was like, I don't know, I'll just find a gun, find a knife and defend, do whatever I have to. Don't know where he is. Can't even remember what he looks like, to be honest. But I remember the conversation. And that was here. Anyway, let's do some stuff. So yeah, last time I was here was either February or January 2022. My memory is a bit hazy. I left Kyiv on the 21st of February 2022 from Giuliani. That would have been one of the last flights, that's for sure. I actually made a mix. I called it Uncertain. January, I don't know, all this stuff's on record, train tickets. And I was here trying to starting a business, solo business in English teaching, because I just don't really like working with schools or online platforms, that's for sure. You can see another video for that. And yeah, so I was working with an IT company and I was doing the whatever you call it, when you send emails to everyone and see if they want your services. And I was starting to build something, but so I did my best, or near enough it. I'm sure I could have done better, but either way, a few weeks later, the Russians came, the weak entities that they are, and yeah, horror. So I just found out that apparently I am allowed to film places that have been hit, which have been hit for a long time. So I'm going to do that because there's some places which I used to love and I know they've been hit because of the emotional impact it had when I saw it online. Which would be the main town hall, which is that way. Very beautiful place. I used to walk exactly where it was hit many times. Not every day, but apart from that, just the sheer destruction of such beautiful buildings. This is my 6th time in Ukraine. I don't spend all my time here these days, but that time I was last in Kharkiv, I just spent about a year and a half traveling around Ukraine. I saw a lot of it. I got as far east as Mariupol, which is about as far east as I think you can get before having to cross over into a place under Russian occupation, which I'm not going to do, that's for sure. Unless I was with a team and had a gun and was somewhat practiced. But yeah, that's just a fantasy. Okay. This is one of the most significant hits, at least from my perspective, because I used to walk up and down. This is one of the main roads. up and down this road, right where this guy's walking.
Я его забрал, к милиции отвел и вызвал скорую. Мы дождались, через час приехал. А двое так не будет. А того за что? Вон, блядь, рыбай, давай.
Вон скорая стоит. Я заберу, приют, ребят. Я пешком, где ты?
This is the side. I've just noticed, my God, this, I mean, wow, these bastards really did some horrible shit. Around here, there's more and more sites. It's fucked. It's really. Yeah. How many people died, burnt alive, buried alive, and blown up? I mean, there's other places across the road, there's, yeah, I mean, it's one thing watching it on a film, like you are doing now, but being here right now and seeing this, when you see the destruction for yourself, it sends it home. And I feel like because I love this country, and because I lived here and I made so many friends, which is a very big part of that, I hope it drives home how horrific this fucking shit is, man, to be quite frank. This is one of my favourite bars in Ukraine. I was here about 3 years ago and it has some of the best beer ever. In fact, in the whole world, to be quite frank. This is a Musa. Tropical Fuck Storm. Double mango smoothie beer. Fuck yeah. Oh my god, this stuff, amazing. And they have jerky, their own jerky. This one is, I don't know, something Japanese. First meal of the day, but so that behind me was my other favourite pub in Kharkiv, which is the Red Door pub. There's a Black Door pub somewhere, I'm not too sure, but there's also a pub, I think it's called the Black Door or the Red Door, and it's in Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina. But yeah, that pub and Daft Pub, aka Drunk as Fuck Pub, my favourite pubs in Kharkiv. Best beer. Ukrainians make some of the best beer I've ever tasted. Yes, Belgian beer is good. Yes, German beer is good. You know, a nice crisp lager from England is nice as well, although most of our beer isn't. But bitters in England, amazing. You go to Wetherspoons, you can get really good, really better than the normal beer, discount beer. It's normally a bitter or porter, whatever, and it's a good price. But from a craft point of view, there was also another bar called School Bar or School Pub. It was all about, you had to speak English or Ukrainian, no Russian. This is before the full-scale invasion, and one of my good friends used to be the barman there. He's now on the front line. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the club that I'm playing at. Second day. I'm just going through the neighbourhoods that I used to just walk through. I'm going to revisit them. Pretty simple. And you never know what you're going to find. And right next to me is, behind me is, wow, in front of me is how significant the blasts are. I mean, a lot of road, a lot of windows broken. Up ahead of me just there, and I mean, huge. And it's my gig tonight. Hopefully some people will turn up and have some chance to let it out, some catharsis in the music and the dance. So day 3 in Kharkiv. It's now the 24th and it's Independence Day of Ukraine. Slava Ukraini. It's quite quiet. Last night there was 4 air sirens though, which just, it's more pronounced when it's, because yesterday was the day of the flag and the day of Kharkiv. And so, you know, it was just like, dicks. I think there's been 1 siren today, and it's like almost 10 o'clock. And yeah, last night was the gig It was great fun. So this is day 4 in Kharkiv. It's the day after Independence Day, and I'm walking along the road, which is like 49 kilometers to the border with the enemy, and it will take maybe 50 minutes, give or take, depending on your speed, obviously, to get there. 48 kilometers, maybe 49. 50 minutes to get there. People here didn't think, well, at least the people I spoke to didn't think that these bastards would do this. I've said it before, but it is a bit like the story of Cain and Abel. And the Cain is a jealous, weak little brother, and yeah, Ukraine is able and willing, with our help. But yeah. And this is Gorky Park. Say hello to my little friend. Imagine me fitting in one of these. It's for 2 people as well. But it works. We make it work. Can you hear that? London is the capital of Great Britain. Bliat. I think I was in Kharkiv like, I don't know, 4 times. This area is by the botanical gardens, and I just made a little video for my Instagram from my time when I was in Freedom Square a few days ago. And in one of those clips I was looking for the footage of when the hit happened on the 1st of March 2022. I was in London watching, it hit home. Anyway, as I was watching this footage from the 1st of March 2022, I saw other films. And so one of them is the Diamond City. I'm right there right now. And I saw that, and the horror sits in again. So life goes on. It's a beautiful day, hot weather, and the kids are loving being outside playing in the water. And then up ahead we've got some older ladies having a little dance. That's cool. And this is, again, this is on Freedom Square. So my point is that despite this horror, people aren't gonna let, you know, they're gonna rise above it. And it's like the time I visited Sarajevo, I went on a walking tour. So I wasn't there in the 90s. Don't think my parents would have let me go there. But people would get on with their lives. And there's this famous woman who was photographed and she's all dressed up and going about her day. Because, you know, she's got a life to lead. And despite the horror and the tragedy, you know, people don't want to be defeated. Civilians don't want to be defeated. Countries don't want to be defeated. And so, you know, adding positive energy despite disgusting people invading your country and killing your friends and family for no good reason. People try and live. Well, they don't try, they do. Of course, people remember the heroes who are fighting, but they're never going to know what truly goes on there. The only people who know that are the soldiers and some journalists and whoever else. Yeah, there's a huge disconnect. Of course there's a huge disconnect between what's going on the front and what's going on here. But I hope, and obviously I can't speak for other people, but I hope that scenes like back there, the children having fun in the water fountain, the older people having a little dance in the sun, being happy, I hope that's what it's worth. Okay, it's worth it. But I'm not a soldier. I'm definitely not on the front line. And I'm definitely not a Ukrainian soldier. So I don't want to talk out of turn. Right on the city centre, and